Getting through a marathon or half marathon can feel impossible when you find yourself running out of energy during your race. I mean, your legs start to slow down. You can't seem to stop that negative emotion that is now dominating your once good run. If this has ever happened to you, that's all about to change as I show you how I coach all of my clients to manage their energy, fueling, and nutrition levels during their races. With more and more people taking up longer distance running, it's surprising how many of us still struggle to optimize our energy levels. We've all been there, right? Hitting the wall, feeling like we're running on empty, and wondering why we even decided to run this distance or enter this race in the first place. I mean, of all the things we could be doing, right? Let me just say that when I first started running the longer races back in 2014, all of these things happened to me at one time or another. I mean, 11 years ago, there wasn't much information around, and now it feels like there's way too much information. And you're probably wondering who to believe, right? The information that I'm about to take you through is something that I use for all of my clients that I coach, from clients who are doing a walk-run strategy for their first half marathon goal time of 4 hours, right through to elite athletes who are training to qualify for sub-elite marathon levels of around 2 hours 20. Before I get into it though, if you are wanting some really deep, specific and scientific breakdowns on how the world elite runners fuel their races and what we can learn from them, type fuel in the comments section and I will send you a free link to a very detailed video that I've done on this exact thing that will quite possibly transform your next long race. So be sure to type fuel in the comments. When it comes to marathon and half marathon running, energy is everything. Without a well-planned strategy, even the fittest runners can find themselves slowing down. So what are the essential energy tips you need to know that will take your next race to the next level? It all starts with hydration and fueling. Drinking the right amount of water at the right time to ensure you're properly hydrated will make a huge difference to your race. Sports medical journals did a study on how much water a runner should take on during a marathon race, and it was found that the amount of between 50 mils to 200 mils every 20 minutes to stay adequately hydrated, providing that you start the race already having been hydrated. Now, this may increase in hotter weather, but for now, let's just keep it less complicated. This will mean that you want to look at the race that you've entered and then see where the water stations are on the course and try to work out how long it will take you to run between each water station and ensure that you grab enough water from the cups to drink the amount that you need to get to the next water station. Keep in mind that most cups of water at these aid stations hold around 150 to 200 mils, so make sure you get it all in. Now, over the years of competitive racing myself, I've come to learn so many different tips, hacks, and techniques on how to achieve the right amount of water during a race without it slowing you down at the aid stations. So I decided to put all of that info into a very detailed video on my website. And if you're ready to see how you can adopt some of those techniques, then just type fuel into the comments for your free website link for that video. Nutrition is also crucial. Knowing what to take on and when to take it on to maximize your energy stores and keep your body moving forward is a vital component of running a confident half or full marathon. As all our bodies and digestive systems work differently under the stress of running a half or a full marathon, it is critical that you use a lot of your longer training sessions to practice what your body can handle when it comes to consuming calorie-dense fuel sources under the stress of running. As a general guide, if you are running a half marathon anywhere over 90-minute time frame or a marathon in a time over 3 hours, then you want to be looking to consume between 200 to 300 calories per hour with a carbohydrate content of between 50 to 80 grams per hour. Now, you may be asking yourself why this is mainly for people who are running those sorts of times. Well, a lot of this has to do with the amount of energy that you can store in your body before the race and how long that will last during the race at a certain running pace and a certain heart rate level. Generally, runners that are running at a much harder intensity for a shorter period can get away with consuming less calories per hour than those of us running at a slower pace for a longer period. So if you're thinking, how this is possible, then type fuel in the comments for the full explanation video on that. Nowadays, there are so many ways to get your fuel into your body. There are gels, which I absolutely hate, carbohydrate drink mixes, electrolyte drink mixes, gummy chews, energy bars, soda drinks, natural or real food, fruit, and the list just keeps going on and on and on. There are so many different ways to consume this fuel, but one of the tips I always coach people on is to consume your fuel every 15 to 20 minutes during your race. And the best way to do this is to set a time alert on your watch so that it beeps at you every 15 to 20 minutes as a reminder to take on fuel. Make sure that you don't skip out on this, as it's vital that you keep consuming fuel all the way through your race. A lot of people think that because they feel so good at the start of the race, they actually don't need any fuel. After all, you just ate a big meal a few hours ago, right? Wrong. Because your body is going to be in a caloric deficit from the first hour of the race, it's essential that you are topping it up and fueling it right from the start line. You see, each hour, for most of us, we'll burn between 700 to 1,000 calories every hour that we are running the race. And with you only consuming 200 to 300 calories per hour, hopefully you can see the problem with not fueling right from the very start of your race. Now that you know the general idea of fueling, if you are now ready to find out the specific ways in a detailed format where I actually break down how to better consume all of the different fuel sources on race day to prevent any problems occurring, just type fuel in the comments and I'll send you the link for my free website training video. Now, before I finish up, I just want to touch on run pacing. Pacing is all about finding the sweet spot, not too fast, not too slow. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the start line, but remember, you've got 21 or 42 kilometers to go, so take it easy, conserve energy for when it matters most. If you run faster than what you have been training for, you will run the risk of burning too much fuel too fast, and after that, it's actually hard to resupply the body with what it needs, and your race will take a turn for the not so fun. So check your pace every 500 meters for the first 2 to 3 kilometers to make sure that you are not running too fast, or do as I coach my clients to do and set a too fast alert on your watch so that it can beep at you when you're actually going over the pace that you've set. While these tips are essential, they're not always easy to implement. For example, it can be tough to get your nutrition right when you're running long distances, and it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the race and forget to pace yourself. But with practice and patience, these strategies can really transform your next race result. As a running form and technique coach, it is a passion of mine to develop and coach people to become the best runner that they can be. And by following the steps outlined in this video, you'll be able to start fueling for a better result in your next half or full marathon. Also, don't forget to follow me on Strava for more daily tips and short videos on how to better train and race. You can find my Strava profile link in the description below, or send me a direct message on Strava. Now, as you know, a key piece of equipment that every runner should look at using to help get better data and feedback on how their body is adapting to their training is a heart rate monitor. So to help you understand the benefits of why this is the case, I put together a video on how to get the most out of a heart rate monitor and the training zones that it will show you. And that video is coming up right now.